Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle and I've got another fun, bright page for you today. Today's page, I got inspired by a quote. So the quote says, "Be careful who you trust, salt and sugar looks the same." And I think we've all got experience with who to trust, figuring out who is reliable and who not. So I think it's quite a relevant quote, I think, to use on a journal. So I decided to use a face. I love using faces in my journals. I definitely, obviously, I am a woman, so I identify with these beautiful female figures. So I normally use girls in my journals. And I decided I would cut this girl in half. I also modified her hair slightly because I wasn't sure that I liked the, I don't know what you call it in English. I wasn't sure I liked the bauble bits on top of her head. The buns, that's what they are, the buns. So I trimmed those off, and I also trimmed off some other bits and bobs, and I thought I would just play with that, and once I stick the girl down on the page, I would figure something out to make it work. So I'm starting with all warm colors in the background. I've got happy, ballet, what is that, peony, and where the colors blend, it obviously makes a little bit of an orange, and I'm just doing rough patches of color. I am bringing my girl faces back on top because obviously I'm going to be sticking them down, so that's those white spots that I've left open is just because the girl's going to go over the top of that, so there's no point in painting that section. I'm now going in with the Deco Screen stencil, my favorite one from Arlene, and I'm doing a combination between reductive stenciling and also just normal stenciling through with a sponge. And surprise, surprise, I'm using a little bit of red on this page. Now, red is not a color that you see me use often. I am very intimidated by it. I feel like it's just too strong, and I can never get it to look quite right. So there you go. It's a little tiny touch of red, and I don't mind it. It's one of those colors that I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable with using red. So there we go. Anyway, so yeah, just going back and forth with some stenciling, and now I'm going to glue my girls down. In the end, they will look similar, same but different, if that makes sense, because I do change the hair a little bit. You can see that I did draw in some hair and a neck for the one on the left, and I'm just going to paint that in quickly to make sure that she doesn't look quite as off as she's looking right now. And I'm just using, I think this is sand. Marlene's paint color is called sand. And I will use a couple of different colors, I guess, to blend that neck in. Whenever I extend an image like this, I also make sure to take that paint color up into the face, just to make sure that the colors do match. Obviously, Marlene uses her own paint colors, so it's really easy to match them up. But with the printing process, the colors aren't true. Although Marlene's colors are pretty true to the normal colors when it's printed. But I do like to just extend that color up to the face as well, just to make sure that everything blends together well. So now I'm drawing her hair in, and it's actually looking the same as the one on the right. I'm going to go in with some mark makings, just adding the details with my paint pens. These paint pens are fantastic for drawing hair details. I really love using them. And I'm also extending some of the flowery bits in her hair, just to make it go over the page as well, so she's kind of anchored on the page. And now a little bit of mark making in the form of stamping. So these girls both have, well, it's the same girl, I guess, but they both have scribbly writing over their faces. So I just extended that, and I also extended it onto the background. It's always nice to use the elements that's on the image, so like the flowers and the text, and bring it over across onto the background, because it just connects or anchors them to the page. The one girl had a heart on her neck, so I'm also doing a heart on this one. So I am repeating elements just to make sure that they look like they belong. And you can see me flipping through my book. I think I did a fair amount of flipping through this book to find other little elements and things that I could pop on. Ah, yes, I was looking for a leaf. Again, I'm extending that image out onto the background. That's why I added that leaf there. And now I'm going to start going in with some black. I'm just darkening up all of the edges. I like doing this because, first of all, it trains my hand. So it trains my hand to go around the shape of the eye. I'm learning how to do the shape of the flowers and the mouths, noses, but also it darkens up the black. So whenever things are printed, they don't print as a true black. They come out more as a really dark gray, charcoal color. And I like to have those stark black lines. It just makes me happy. I just feel like it's a little bit more finished off and refined when things are that dark, dark black. And now I'm going to brighten up the eyes with some coloring pencils. I'm using the same colors that are already in the eyes, and I'm just brightening them up a bit. And it really does make a difference to just take a little bit of time and do that. And I'm also adding a tiny touch of pink in those cheeks, because who does not love a pink cheek? I had stars on both of their faces. And I'm going to go in with a little bit more reductive stenciling. I think that is the hot pink, so it's the neon color. It's a combination between pink and orange. It's really, really lovely. It adds a pretty brightness and lightness to your page. So well worth giving it a try. And then I'm also going in with the punk paint. I like to use punk as a form of a shadow. And then also I'll use a Stabilo all pencil to make the shadow. But first I'm going in with the punk, which is the neon purple. And I'm doing reductive stenciling just around the heads, because I want to give that illusion of shadows. And then I'm bringing some white into the center. So there's a definite contrast between the darkness and the lightness. So the dark edges on the side. When I put this Stabilo all pencil on, you will see that it makes sense. Okay, now I'm going in with some black as shadows. Maybe I'm not doing Stabilo all pencil on this page. I actually can't remember. I did this page a very long time ago, so can't quite recall, but the black I'm using as a shadow. And you will see how those girls just pop off the background now that there's some darkness behind them. I'm just using a tiny touch of it. I don't want to overwhelm the page. And then I'm also using that same wet wipe to just, if I feel like I've gone a little bit too heavy, I can wipe it away and I can soften those edges. So that works out well. Of course, some sparkles using Marlene's glitter paint or glitter glue. This is the gold one, and I'm just making those stars nice and shiny. I love me a little sparkly star. And then I do dry it off somewhat, just to make sure that if I do put my hand through it, I'm not going to have sparkles everywhere. Not that I mind sparkles at all. I'm sure you could tell if you watch my videos often. Okay, I do go in with a little bit of Stabilo All Pencil again, and I'm just making some shadows. The Stabilo All Pencil is incredible. It's water soluble. You can go as light or as heavy with it. If you go a little bit too heavy, it's easy to wipe away because it stays water soluble even when it's dry. If there's one thing that you could add to your stash, I would definitely say it can be the Stabilo All Pencil. It is incredibly versatile. My sticky glue from Arlene ran out while I was doing this project, so I'm using a different glue. I'm just making tiny dots on my page, and then I have a couple of different hole punches, stars and hearts and tiny circles and bigger circles, and I've got a whole stash of them punched out with some glitter cardstock in gold and black. The black one is also a glitter cardstock, and I'm just adding those little starry bits to the edges. I really love having that little sparkle, and again I'm connecting the girls to the page by adding elements on the hair and also on the background. It's a little bit of a struggle to pick them up, but eventually I did figure out that if I use my diamond dot art, that pen bit, the stick that I'm taking out now, it makes life a heck of a lot easier. So that's what I took out there, and yeah, made life much easier. It's my best hack yet that I've figured out to do. So if you like to add sparkly bits and you also like diamond dotting, then use that little tool that you pick up your diamonds with to add them. It makes life a whole lot easier. All right, I'm cutting my quote into little bits and pieces, and I'm going to glue that down. And after I'm done gluing that down, I will probably end up putting a scribbly border. I never glue my quotes on straight because I know that I'll make one of them skew anyway. So I just put them on wonky from the start, and then you can't see when things are supposed to be straight and they are not. Drag my pen through glue, so I'm just cleaning that off and hopefully didn't ruin it. And that's about it for this page. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments, do you often get inspired by quotes and use quotes to dictate where your page is going to go? Or is this a completely new concept for you? Please like, subscribe if you have not done so. Got lots more content to come. Okay, bye.